Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the Super Trucker Podcast. As always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate any comments you leave below. Today we have a special guest, Miguel Salas. He's one of our top drivers. He's a guy that finds lots of success in the owner-operator world. And we're just going to pick his brain a little bit and figure out what is his secret to success, what's some of the techniques that he applies to thrive when others are trying to survive in this market. He's faced with the same adversity that all of us are, the rates, the drops, everything. But somehow he's been able to remain successful, positive, and keep those wheels moving. So thanks again, Miguel, for joining us. I really appreciate it. And you know, if you could share with, because sometimes we get people that are watching the video that's not quite an owner operator yet. Maybe they're looking to get into that, and I know you have a story you can share with us in a moment, but how is it right now, trying to survive, to keep out there making the money that you need to be making to pay the bills and keep doing it? Because I mean, I know everybody's been struggling with that lately. How are you finding success in that?
Well, first of all, I work for a company named Voyager Nation that they keep me running the whole time. I feel very comfortable, and also I love the flexibility where I can work 2 months, take a 1 month off, or I can work 12 months and take no days off. It's all,
yeah, because
it's
up to you, right? Yeah, there's no forced dispatch, but
right.
We recognize your success, you know, because it takes something there, though. You got a little secret there. I mean, what is it? Is it, you think, is it just that you've been in the game a long time? Is it that you're just focused?
I struggle from the beginning. I learned from all my mistakes, and and I got a lot of advice from people. Also got a lot of fear mongering, I guess you can call it, where I was a company driver for like 11 years, and I was struggling the whole time because but I wanted to try owner-operators, but everyone around me told me, no, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, right. So they're giving you that warning. So you wore both hats. So what you're saying. So you've been on that line, and you're like, you know what it's like to be the company driver. And well, one of the things we do here at Voyager is that we're 100% owner-operators. So there's no company drivers to compete with. You're not fighting over the freight. We do have your best interest at heart, but I think it takes a team effort. So I appreciate you putting some credit on us. I thank you for that, and we do work hard for that. But also, man, I got to give you credit. It takes a driver that's willing to work, that's willing to put the miles in, that's willing to get the effort and see past, not live load to load. And do you think that's something that helps people find success, instead of looking at everything as what today's load is versus where you might wind up, and looking at the bigger picture for the week? Or how do you feel about, like, when you're in an area that's not so fruitful, I guess would be the best word?
Well, I mean,
like AKA Colorado the other day?
Yeah. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get the load that you want, but always remember that you're still getting paid.
Yes, sir.
To wherever you're going to. And there's areas of the country that you'd rather not be in, but again, you're an owner operator. You can eventually have your own flexibility to go. Again, this company, Voyager, they allow me to go wherever I want. They don't force me anywhere, and I don't get punished if I don't.
No, and that's true.
I don't get punished if I refuse to
Yes, sir.
to go somewhere. Also, we have to be realistic. There's parts of the country that pays more than the other side of the country.
Yeah.
So I live in Florida.
That's a good one. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you live in Florida. A lot of our drivers live in Florida.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be a absolute battle. I'm not moving my truck for $1 a mile. The only thing I know to say is move. You know. So, and I know I don't hear your name thrown around as something that's been a struggle with that. So you know the deal. You've been around the block a time or two. Get out and do what? Make money, right?
Yes.
Get out of here. We know it's bad in Florida. So
right. And if I can share, I live in Florida, and pretty much the whole world knows the freight doesn't pay well in Florida for owner operators.
Well, like 3 people that lived under a rock just found out about that. So now the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a experience or people just don't want to accept it. During the winter months,
Yeah.
I stay up in the Midwest where it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? I make a lot more money.
Okay. Yeah. Not a lot of people want to be. Yeah.
And I'm not competing with all the guys in the South that's trying to avoid
That's a good point.
the cold weather,
Yeah.
snow and ice. But then they're making a whole lot less money.
Yeah.
So I picked that region, the Midwest, and but that works for me, and I'm more than happy to do that. And plus, you got to remember, up north they are made to handle the roads better. Down south,
We don't know what to do if it snowed.
Yeah. So if it snowed down south, we don't have the equipment
Correct.
to clear the
Absolutely.
roads. If you're up in Minnesota, they know how to keep those roads safe.
Yeah.
And they won't even allow you to go in those roads if they know they can't
If
keep
it's
it
not
safe.
safe. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you worry about safety, that's not a big deal during the.
Miguel's giving his secrets away right now for free, so he may have some competition up there in the winter months next time. Like, where did all these trucks come from? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So flexibility on your behalf too. You talk about the flexibility with being able to work with us and adapt, but your adaptation of being willing to go somewhere where maybe the guy that's stubborn and like thinks he knows everything is like, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. But you're going there, and
Yeah.
who's reaping the benefit of that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's a smart move.
Right now, I don't find it dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right, because you're going to
find-
be safe no matter what. Voyager
Yeah.
wants you to be safe always, absolutely, 100%. We
Yeah.
preach safety, safety first. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and you were talking earlier before we started the video, how you were a company driver, and you did mention about just a minute ago also how a lot of naysayers started talking about not getting into the business of becoming an owner operator. And why don't you
Scaring the
share
death
that
out of
story
me.
with us and share that story with us in that way, so that guy that's maybe he's a company driver watching this video right now, and he's saying, I want to get into it, but I'm not sure. What can you tell us about that?
Well, okay. The first company I worked for was Stevens Transport, because you have to work. You have to start somewhere when you're a student driver,
Yeah.
and we're talking about 20 years ago. And I don't think I last more than 8 months at any one company as a company driver, because it turned out to be the way I looked at it, they took advantage of you. Every single company, but unfortunately, you do need to put in at least 2 years of working for a company driver before you become an owner operator, because you need that experience.
The experience, yeah,
That
absolutely.
Somehow, even so, basically, it's a sacrifice. If you can sacrifice 2 years of going through all the BS you're going to go through, and you might not be treated fairly, and then somehow you can save money meanwhile and get your own truck. And the way so I did that for 11 years, frustrated the whole time, but I had no choice, because I was living in Miami and I just couldn't find any jobs that paid that well.
Yeah.
And it looked like truck driving was the only thing, was my only choice, because unfortunately I'm not a lawyer or a doctor or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Chime in, man.
So actually,
we got somebody behind the camera that's Christian, guys.
yeah, you probably put me up on the camera later on the screen. So actually, that's a good scenario, because I tell a lot of guys that guys looking to get into it, start as a company driver, because there's going to be lessons that you're going to learn. To learn the lesson is so less expensive to you to learn it as a company driver than an owner operator.
On somebody else's dime. Yeah.
And then it helps you when you select your truck. Now you're smarter, you know what to look for. All those things that you have to learn being present, that somebody can't just tell you about. You kind of have to live it. So,
Yeah, I agree, because when I'm sitting at a truck stop, let's say having some dinner, there'll be a young guy or a young person or even an older person that will come right up to me and start asking questions. how should I get started in this? And what do you suggest? And I always said 2 years as a company driver. They're going to pay you horribly. They're probably not even going to treat you right, but you need to go through all that. If you have the patience to put up with all the BS you're going to go through for working for a company, it's going to be easy selling when later on, if you do decide to become a owner operator. And that was the best decision I made, but it took me 11 years because I was too scared. Because everybody was saying you don't want to become a owner operator because it's too much responsibility. The trucks will break down and this and that. And but I took a chance.
Yeah,
and it worked out real well for me.
Yeah, and you kind of you said it all in the previous comment where you run that Midwest in the wintertime. Because a lot of we'll get phone calls. A lot of guys that like to run the Southeast, and I say that's fine, but around wintertime you get all the snowbirds that come down. Everybody, so you're going to be fighting over the same freight, and it's just at that point the quicker you can not lie, the quicker you can identify that it's supply and demand.
Right.
So many trucks. Correct. This much amount of freight is going to go down. That's so if you found the way to roll with the punches.
Right.
And that's the secret. We don't control anything. We don't pretend to control it. You don't control anything. We roll with the punches to make the best out of whatever situation we're in.
No matter where you're at, you got to make the best of everything. And Miguel does that. I've had the privilege and the honor to work with him more than once, and I can tell you, in this business, you can work with all different calibers of people. And he was class act the whole time. We were in some situations. I know, loads falling through, driving to get another one. Load, always patient, always kind, never raised his voice. Obviously, just as frustrated as we were about the situations that arose, but we didn't give up. We kept fighting, and until we made it through. And we found success together. But again, that can't all be put on us by no means, because we need a partner in this, and that's what we are. We're partners, and you have our back, and we have your back, and we strive to see you successful. You strive to be successful, and you really have made this whole partnership an honest, absolute pleasure. And we appreciate you. We appreciate your hard work, all that you do. I know you're getting ready to go on vacation, but hey, man, don't stay gone too long, okay? All right, we want you back, but enjoy your time. You deserve it. And anything else that you'd like to say to somebody out there?
Well, I'm so happy with you guys, and I tell your boss, Mike, and my dispatchers, you can count on me for the next 7 years, because after 7 years I'm going to retire, and I don't want to work anywhere else.
I understand. We appreciate it, and we love the opportunity to be here with you for the next 7 years. Mr. Miguel, I appreciate you taking the time. Again, thank you. Enjoy your time. Guys, we appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, hey, put them down there. We'll text him and let him know, hey, these are some of the questions, and we'll be happy to have him back to answer those questions when he comes back from vacation. So, as always, drive safe, keep on trucking, and y'all good?
Good.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah. It was fun.